COVID-19 update. West Virginia cases. Total confirmed cases 282 as of April 5th, 2020 at 9 a.m. U.S. cases are 311,536. Total deaths in West Virginia is 2 as of April 5th, 2020 at 9 a.m. U.S. deaths is at 8,499. But the total recovered still outnumbers the total deaths. We've had in the U.S. 14,967 people recover. Harrison County currently has 19 confirmed cases, while Mon County has 40 confirmed cases. Marion County has 13 confirmed, Wood County has 7, Marshall County has 4, and Wetzel County has 2. Effective at 4 p.m. Sunday, April 5, 2020, Governor Jim Justice has issued the following order for Harrison, Monongalia, and Kanawha counties, limiting groups to a maximum of 5 people, directing all businesses to require employees to work from home to maximum extent possible, directing local health departments to establish maximum occupancy of and proper social distance within essential businesses and to take action to enforce these health regulations, directing West Virginia National Guard to provide logistical support and services, and directing West Virginia State Police to assist with the enforcement of local county orders. So, what does the governor's order mean for Robey Excavating? 1. For the office. Only supervisors and office personnel are allowed into the office part of our building until further notice, unless you are assigned training and are required to be in the training room. You will be limited to the training area, break room, and bathroom during training. At all possible, maintain a 6-foot social distance from others. 2. The shop area. Only supervisors and shop employees and those having work completed on vehicles are allowed in the shop area. At all possible, maintain a 6-foot social distance from others. Truck drivers, Kevin and Roger, are permitted in the shop area to obtain paperwork or work on vehicles. 3. Supervisors with more than 5 employees will be required to separate employees into work groups that are less than 5 employees per group. Keep in mind that you may have an inspector on your job site and they should be included in your total count of employees. Number 4. Keep in mind these changes in the governor's order may also require our customers we work for to make administrative policy changes. As more information becomes available, the information will be passed on to all employees. Cleaning and disinfecting personal protective equipment. During the COVID-19 outbreak, PPE cleaning and disinfecting procedures may change depending on the effectiveness in preventing the spread of COVID-19. Eye protection and face shields. Soak in EPA registered disinfectant solution for 2 minutes. Wipe with a soft cloth saturated with neutral detergent. Rinse in fresh, warm water. Air dry in non-contaminated atmosphere. Half and full face respirators. Step 1. Remove cartridges and or filters. Step 2. Submerge the respirator in warm cleaning solution. Step 3. Scrub with soft brush. Step 4. Soak in EPA registered disinfectant. Step 5. Rinse in fresh warm water. Step 6. Air dry or wipe with cloth. Single-use items do not wash, do not reuse, and disregard or discard after use. To disinfect items, you can mix 1 ounce of household bleach in 2 gallons of water. One of our safety observations from last month was a near miss, reported on February 26th at 8:29 a.m. by Garrett Swiger in Arbutus. He's with a pipeline crew, and they were saw cutting the road. They were saw cutting the road and hit an unmarked sewer manhole that was covered up. They end up having to move our line over just so that we would miss the utility. Another safety observation from last month was submitted on March 16th at 9:20 a.m. by Chase Fortney in Morgantown. It was a safety issue where they were checking out the job site and found a bag of needles laying right where they were going to be working. What he did about it was he disposed of the needles before the work began. Be watchful of ticks and other creatures. That is why this week's tip is going to zero in on being watchful for ticks, wasps, and other creatures that are beginning to stir due to the very mild winter and the warm spring days that we have already started to see and experience. Insect bites are puncture wounds or lacerations made by insects. An insect may bite in self-defense or when looking to feed. Insects typically inject formic acid. This can lead to blisters, inflammation, redness, swelling, pain, itching, and irritation. The reaction depends on the type of insect and the individual's sensitivity. Below is a list of creatures that you will more than likely see this week if you haven't already seen them. Ticks, mosquitoes, fleas, flies, chiggers, mites, wasps, fire ants, and spiders. Spiders are not an insect. Bites from fleas, mites, and mosquitoes tend to cause itching rather than pain. Individuals react in different ways. In one person, a bite might cause a small itchy bump or lump that resolves in a few days. In another, the same bite can have a more serious effect. Infection might occur at the site of the bite, causing redness, warmth, and hardening of the skin around the area, with pus draining from the wound. Scratching the wound can also lead to infection and a leathery, thick skin. This process is called lynchification. People who work outdoors or regularly participate in outdoor activities are more at risk of insect bites. The following may indicate a severe allergic reaction. Blotchy rash can spread to other parts of the body, breathing difficulties, chest pain, cramps, faintness or dizziness, nausea, rapid heartbeat, severe swelling, which might occur in a body part some way from the bite area, such as the tongue or lips. Very severe itching and wheezing. These symptoms require immediate medical attention. Some people may have a stronger reaction the second time a particular type of insect bites them. The individual might have experienced sensation in which the individual becomes more sensitive to the insect's saliva. Confined space training. A question that sometimes comes up as to whether a trench or other excavation is a permit required confined space under OSHA standards. The answer in broad terms is no, even though conditions in a trench can sometimes resemble those in a permit required confined space. However, there are still similar precautions that must be followed under OSHA's excavation standard, even if no permit is required. In those cases where the trench is more than 4 foot deep, the excavation standard requires testing the atmosphere and taking precautions to protect workers. OSHA states that any pit or trench with a depth equal to or greater than 5 feet is classified as a permit required confined space. However, they must meet one of 3 characteristics. One of 3 characteristics has to be present for an excavation to be considered a permit required confined space. 1. If it contains hazardous gases or has the potential to contain hazardous gases. 2. Engulfment by soil or materials to an entrant is the second characteristic of a permit required confined space. 3. Is a containment of a mechanism that could trap or asphyxiate a person. So, are excavations and trenches really a permit required confined space? If hazardous atmospheres could reasonably be expected to exist in excavations greater than 4 feet in depth, the answer is yes. Could the entrant become trapped or asphyxiated by converging walls or by a floor that slopes downward and tapers to a smaller area? Trenches without adequate sloping or other protection from collapse that create potential for entrants to be engulfed, excessive rainwater, groundwater, or liquid leaking from damaged pipes also may engulf trench entrants. The answer is yes. Can a pit or a trench contain any other recognized serious safety or health hazard? Access to trenches more than 4 foot deep usually can be accomplished by only a ladder, which poses known risks of slipping and falling. Entrants also could be struck by excavation machinery or by falling materials from overhead, but do not meet the criteria for permit required confined space. The answer is no. So, are excavations and trenches really a permit required confined space? All trench excavations present many hazards of permit required confined space. In general practice, all trench excavations over 5 feet in depth should be considered a permit required confined space until a competent person has ruled out all of the potential hazards associated with it.